This is how to make a proportional divider. You'll need cardboard, a printout of the proportional divider, scissors, a ruler, wire, the Olfa cutting knife, needle nose pliers, and masking tape. Cut out one pattern for the proportional divider, depending on whether you are working in inches or centimeters. I'm working with inches, so I cut out the pattern that's measured in inches. Use your ruler to measure your printed pattern and make sure the measurements correspond to the measurements written on the pattern. The width should be 1 inch wide. Flip your pattern around and measure the length. From this point to this point, it should be 4.5 inches long. My measurements are correct. When you're measuring with this ruler, you want to make sure to use the mark at the 0, not the end of the ruler. Otherwise, your measurements will be incorrect. You'll need your cutting knife, needle nose pliers, wire, masking tape, and cardboard that fits the pattern for the next steps. Cut your pattern from the paper, leaving a small amount of space along the lines of the pattern. You'll tape the pattern to the cardboard and use your Olfa cutting knife and a straight edge to precisely cut. There are 2 pieces to the proportional divider. Cut the paper to separate those 2 pieces. Each piece should be taped to the cardboard. Make sure to tape around all the edges in multiple places of your proportional divider. If your tape is thin enough to see through the lines, you can tape over the lines, but you'll need to be able to see the lines as a guide for cutting. Use the ruler as a straight edge and your Olfa knife to precisely cut your proportional divider from the cardboard. To expose the blade of your cutter, twist the knob to the left, push the blade up, and then twist the knob to the right to secure the blade. You want to make sure the blade doesn't move before you use your You want to make sure the blade doesn't move before you use the Olfa cutter. The blade is exposed, so be careful as you're using it. Keep your hands to the left of cutting. You never want to cut into your hands. The ruler has a ridge on the inside to keep your fingers so they stay out of the way of the blade when you're cutting. While you're cutting, you want to push down firmly with your left hand on the ruler to create a guide to cut along. Line the ruler along the line of one of the sides of the proportional divider. Take your Olfa knife and gently push into the cardboard and cut along the edge of your straight edge. Make several passes, not cutting all the way through with your first pass. This will give you a really clean cut. Shift your pattern so the lines are vertical while you're cutting. You have more control cutting towards yourself. Careful to keep your hands and body away from the knife. You want to make sure to line the ruler up to the line of the proportional divider. You can overcut into the negative space. At this point, you'll start your cut where the two lines intersect. Now that one whole side of the proportional divider has been cut, you'll need to tape the pattern to the cardboard. When you cut the second long side, that paper will come off and we still need the measuring devices on the paper to finish the proportional divider. Wrap the tape around the back of the cardboard and continue cutting. Once the second side is cut, tape the pattern to the cardboard again, placing a piece of tape on the top of the pattern and wrapping it around to the back of the cardboard. Using a ruler and your knife, continue to cut the proportional divider and then repeat on the other side. Continue cutting your proportional divider until one side has been completely cut out. Then cut out the other side. If there are points that were not cut all the way through, go back with your knife and gently cut through those points. Repeat the same process for the second half of the proportional divider. Cut a piece of wire 4 inches long, using the clips on the inside of your needle nose pliers. Keep your fingers away from the blade when you're cutting. You can see right here, there are 2 blades to cut the wire. Be careful to keep your fingers clear of the pliers. Using your tip of your needle nose pliers, pinch the end of the wire and wrap it around the tip 2 times. Pulling the wire slightly as you wrap. Once you've wrapped twice, gently pull the wire off the end of the needle nose pliers. Bend the long piece of the wire 90 degrees. This will go through your proportional divider. I'm making this divider with a 1:3 ratio. So I'll use the 1:3 ratio dots that are marked out on the paper. I want to gently loosen the cardboard so I can puncture that dot with my wire. Use the tip of the Olfa cutting blade to start cutting into the hole. Gently rotate the tip around. Use that start of the hole to puncture through the cardboard with your wire. Be careful to keep your fingers out of the way where your wire is coming through the back. Pull the wire all the way through the hole until it stops where you twisted the wire. Using the 1:3 ratio on the second half, puncture the wire through again, first starting with your Olfa cutting knife to begin that hole. The wire should go straight through from the front to the back. Pull the wire all the way through both pieces, holding onto the area where you first twisted. Now you can remove the template that you used to cut out the cardboard pieces. First loosening the tape, then taking the paper off. You'll have to tear the paper to remove it from the area where the wire is going through the cardboard. Do this to both sides. Now hold on to the area that you twisted on the wire and pull the wire to the back. Fold the wire 90 degrees across the cardboard, making sure the first twist is secure to the front of the cardboard. Once the wire is laying onto the cardboard, Take the tip of your needle nose pliers and pinch the area where the wire is coming out of the cardboard. Holding on with the pliers and using your other hand, wrap your wire around the tip of the pliers to make another circle on this side. Continue wrapping until your wire is completely wrapped around the pliers. Remove the pliers and push that twist down as much as you can. These are your proportional dividers. Using one side to measure, you'll receive a third of that side on the other edge of the dividers. Clean up your space and make sure to return the blade of your Olfa knife into the casing. Twisting to the left, pull the blade down, and then twist again to the right to secure the blade.